Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Weather Wizard with Dave. And today I have some interesting weather to talk about throughout the country. So, so for tomorrow and Monday, we're potentially looking at plenty of lake effects snowfall across the Great Lakes as a deep upper level trough is coming in from the south. It's coming all the way from Canada, and is going to bring lots of cold air, uh, and it'll also be associated with a low pressure system that will bring rain and snow across the Great Lakes. So, so as you can see here, the cooler air could lead to widespread snowfall with lake effects. Snow will likely have areas of downwind from of the Great Lakes as gusty north winds sweep across the warmer air of the lakes. So typically, when the winds are blowing parallel to the lakes, you get that downwind, and that's how lake effect snow forms usually. And lake effect snow becomes more frequent in the late fall and into the winter months across the Great Lakes due to the cooler air moving across warmer lakes. So keep in mind that uh, uh, since it's only early November now, the lakes are still kind of warm. And then when you have lots of cold air, that cold air will move over the warmer waters, helping to produce those snowflakes in the air. And yeah, and then the warm moist air will eventually rise and condense into clouds that will produce um, that snow. And let's see. Oh, and this deep upper level trough is also going to affect parts of the deep south. So like Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina could see very cold temperatures, like as low as 30 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe even cooler than that. At like around 27 or 28 as the low temperature on Tuesday morning. So this is a very early winter setup that we are having here, and also the northwest winds will aid in producing bands of lake effect snow as it blows cooler air across bodies of water. So yeah, that's kind of what I said earlier about when the winds are blowing parallel along the lakes. It helps to produce more amounts of snowfall. And for the people who are wondering how much snow um, northern Indiana, Michigan, and northern Ohio will get from Lake Michigan and then Lake Erie as well. Um, they are some areas getting that band of lake effect snow could see like 4 to 8 inches of snow, and some of the lake effect snow showers could lead to isolated snowfalls. uh, potentially having 6 or more inches, and and really it all depends where the band of lake effect snow sets up at, because like one area could get 6 inches while the other area could only get 1 or 2 inches. So that's the big difference between getting lake effect snow bands or only getting a few fluids just by being a few miles to the west or east of it. And slight shifts in the center of the low could cause heavier snow for it to shift north or south. So it's important to realize where these lake effect snow bands will shift, because they can easily shift at any time, and if they do, then one area will get a lot more snow than what it was originally predicted. So now let's take a look at the models. So you can see, here's Lake Michigan here. Here's Lake Erie, and then here's Lake Ontario. So and this is at 15Z on Monday, and we have lake effect snow bands across Lake Michigan, moving over Southwest Michigan and Northern Indiana, and then plenty of lake effect snow in Northern Ohio into New York State as well, in parts of Pennsylvania. And if we keep fast forwarding, that lake effect snow continues. And what was interesting to me is that for the northern Illinois and northern Indiana region in Southwest Michigan, there's actually going to be another set of snow on Tuesday, but it's not going to be lake effects. I'm thinking it's more isotropic lift, as like sometimes yeah, you can have like a really good fetch and a really good theta E value to help support um the surface heat fluxes high up in the atmosphere, in order to get that mixing cold air alive and eventually making its way to the surface. So I'm thinking that's what's happening here. See, and then also keep in mind that the ground, that since it's early November, the ground is still kind of warm, which will make it more difficult for the snow to accumulate. And so, in order to get those totals, the snow is going to have to come down at a very fast rate. So, and if we go to the temperatures, so on Monday there's going to be lots of cold air advexing coming in from Canada, bringing very cold temperatures across much of the U.S. and it's gonna make its way all the way to the Gulf Coast on Tuesday morning. Like parts of northern Florida could see low temperatures of 32 degrees, which is freezing. Like, and then if we go to the temperature at Vexen, so yeah, you can see this deep upper level trough coming all the way in from Canada, surging southward right here, bringing those very cold temperatures and the lake effect snow across the Great Lakes region. And then you can also see this very strong jet, like right here and also right here. That just shows the that that the winds are very, very strong higher up in the atmosphere, which will support the colder air near the surface. And if we look at the precipitation or the precipitation type, so for tomorrow on Sunday, it's gonna start off as rain for the areas near Lake Michigan, and then eventually it's gonna change over to snow during the during the late morning into afternoon hours tomorrow on Sunday. And then we're also getting that lake effect snow on across Lake Erie and Lake Ontario as well. They could see like 46 inches deep, depending on where that band sets up at. And with that being said, that's all what I have. So for the people that lives in the area where there's lots of lake effect snow, it's mainly going to come tomorrow and also Monday. And so for the people going to work in school on Monday, make sure you give yourself extra time and leave out early, since there will be lake effect snow, and when there's lake effect snow at a fast rate, it can cause the roads to be very slick at times. And so you just want to take it slow on the roads on Monday morning. Yep, and have safe travels as well to work or school. And with that being said, that's all I would have to say. Yep. Well, anyways, the Weather Wizard with Dave is out.